Calling some breaking news here at 7 a.m. on the CW. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Iramport. Glad you're with us here. And yeah, this breaking news coming out of our local mountain range, East County. Right now, the U.S. Marine Corps, they just confirmed to us that they are searching for 5 U.S. Marines. These Marines were flying a CH-53E Super Stallion helicopter. It was coming from Creech Air Force Base, which is north of Las Vegas, Indian Springs, Nevada, headed to MCAS Miramar when they believe it went down. The Sheriff's Department says they got a call just after 2 this morning about this downed helicopter. Right now, Sheriff's Search and Rescue is searching the area east of Pine Valley and Kitchen Creek there on the map. A Border Patrol helicopter is also helping in this search. This shows you the area that they're looking in here. We're working for you to gather more information. As soon as we get details on this missing aircraft in the East County, we'll bring it to you here on the CW. We know it's been snowing in that area, really tough terrain for search crews. This morning, an investigation is underway after a man's body was found in floodwaters in Santee. The fire chief telling us the body was found in Forester Creek early yesterday afternoon. Appears to have been there for some time. The man may have been one of 3 people involved in a failed water rescue from a couple weeks ago. 2 other bodies have already been recovered. This morning, an evacuation warning for the storm has been lifted. The order is for those living in the Southwest area, Encanto and Mountain View. City officials are still encouraging residents to remain prepared due to the unusual frequency and intensity of these storms. And this all comes as more rain is still hitting San Diego right now. Time now to check in with the birthday boy today. You're Evan Narani. Happy birthday to you. Yes.
I love this. I didn't know I was going to get a full screen today. And the donuts that you guys brought too. The gifts, a Taylor Swift book, so much. The Cutwaters.
That's right.
Thank you for all you do,
It's been a rough week for you.
I mean, I'm basically just going to open up that 4-pack of 7%ers, by the way, and just sit back and read the Taylor Swift book while I down these Cutwaters.
We pictured you doing.
That's what I need to be doing. Yes, after. Emphasis is after work. I mean, it's been a busy one, right? We've had this storm coming through day after day. We've gotten about an inch in total. When we look up toward North County, our totals have been closer to 3, 4, even close to 5 inches, depending on how far north you go. Radar activity is showing there's still quite a bit popping up this morning. Down toward the South Bay, just over the Chula Vista area, we've got a moderate cell that just popped on shore. And then, boy, across the mountaintops, they have been getting a ton of snow out there. Several inches, up to a foot possible. Wider picture shows there are still some of those scattered showers built offshore, and those are going to continue to make their way onshore in the coming hours. I mean, my goodness, this is Julian right now. And it's still coming down out there. We've seen those snow crews clearing the road steadily. So good idea if you have chains to maybe throw them on. If you're in Julian or headed over any of the mountain passes today, could allow for those chains. Do want to let you know that by the afternoon, we're going to get a little bit of a break in all of the wet weather. At least we should. Closer to the coast and inland. Look at them clearing that snow as we speak. But look how much of it is coming off on the sides. Incredible. Coming up, we'll talk about how much more rain is on the way. All right, 7:03 now. I'll send things back over to you, too.
Evan, thank you so much for that update.
An assistance center in Mountain View will be reopening later this morning here.
So this is a starting point for flood victims who are trying to get connected to the resources and agencies that are available to them. CBS 8's Regina Yorita live at the Mountain View Rec Center. It's raining pretty hard where you are, Regina. What's going on there?
Yeah, it is coming down hard here at the Mountain View neighborhood. It's been like this all morning. We get a heavy downpour, then it stops, and currently we're in it right now. So right behind me is the rec center. This is the assistance center that many people, many residents, flood victims are heading towards this direction just to get help, right? So it's supposed to open at 10 a.m., but already they have helped 250 families since it opened a couple weeks ago. And this is really for the Mountain View residents who have been struggling. You can imagine just everything that they've been going through. We are still in a rainstorm, so they are still getting these downpours while they're dealing with all the devastation. Now, we know that over 24 organizations are offering help to residents who have been impacted. These are resources available from the city, county, and even state. People can be connected with the Housing Commission, City Clerk, SDG&E, and the Humane Society and the Red Cross. They also have an assessor for disaster claims. If people need to seek food assistance or mental health resources, they can come here as well. If you lost important documents like your social security card or your ID, they can help you with that. For flood damages or flood insurance, they will connect you to the right person. And we talked to the city to get more information. Here's what they told us.
We have a lot of volunteers who, when someone comes in, they assess their needs and then they stay with them through the process.
And they also have bilingual volunteers, interpreters to help families who need someone who is a Spanish speaker. So this is really just to help them connect them to the right person. You know, so many people are asking for help, asking for resources, services. They're also giving out sandbags just for anybody who needs it. So that's the latest here in the Mountain View neighborhood. I'll send things back to you guys.
Yeah, you can hear it coming down there. Regina, thank you. Right now, a flood watch is in effect for the whole county after a strong atmospheric river that hit our region here. Powerful winter storm pounding San Diego County even led to a rare tornado warning for South Bay and East County communities. That warning expired midday yesterday. Started at 11:45, ended at 12:15, so it was a half-hour event. Still, though, left a lot of people wondering if a tornado actually touched down.
Just because there's a tornado warning issued or any type of warning issued doesn't mean that it's actually occurring, but there's indication on weather radar that something is developing and could occur.
Yeah, so the National Weather Service won't be able to confirm if a tornado actually formed until survey teams go out and access these areas for more damage. The process can take up to a day or so. Still, tornado warnings are rare for our region. Last time we had one was in August, during that rare tropical storm. Hillary. A lot of pictures floated around on social media too, whether they're funnel clouds and everything. Don't be sharing those until it's all confirmed.
They need to confirm it. Go out there and see.
Weather Service will take a look at that and we'll let you know. This morning, some people living in National City are still struggling after last month's historic rains and destructive flooding.
Some of those victims were given eviction notices. So where are they supposed to go? CBS 8's Chris Grow live in National City now with what people are demanding there this morning. Chris, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. They're demanding help and they want local leaders to do more because they feel like they're not being heard.
I am 26-year-old and I have never experienced anything like this before. The experience has shown me that we need protections as tenants to protect us from greedy companies that try to benefit from our crisis.
Oh, last month. Yes, remember, this is last month's rain here that caused all of this flooding. I know we've been getting a lot of rains here within the last couple of weeks, but this is the flooding that led to 48 households needing 2 months of rental and utilities assistance. Several eviction notices, as we've highlighted in previous stories, have been handed out, and that's led to the county to put a 60-day ban on both no-fault evictions and for rent increases for National City residents. But the residents want more. The reason why they showed up to the city council yesterday is because they want the city leaders to actually enact some sort of protections. At least one council member spoke out about that, pushing that evictions be banned due to the flood, the right of refusal for tenants who want to return to their homes, and for rents to remain the same. Now, here's the thing, though. Nothing was actually voted on. This was simply a discussion item. However, they do meet at the end of this month here in February, and so potentially we could see further protections being put into place. But as you heard there from residents, they're frustrated. They feel like they don't have anyone advocating for them on the, again, the local leader level, and that's what they're pushing for here as a result of last month's floods. Eric Canetta.
All right, Chris, yeah, he had the hood up as well. Both reporters out there in the rain here. I think the entire county is feeling, oh, hi, Darren.
Hey,
Setting
Darren.
up the next step here.
Hi, Darren. Behind
Darren.
the scenes, Darren over
He's been
there.
working hard
He's
here.
like,
That
I
must
don't
mean we
wanna
have
be
some
on
guests
TV.
coming
I was hoping
on
you
here
would make
pretty
a
quick.
cameo. Oh, no.
We always
now,
love seeing
now
him.
they're
Now he's
in
hiding.
disagreement.
Let's just have him do the forecast.
Darren, come on. Come join us for the forecast.
He's going to give you a break on your
run.
birthday.
Come
You
back.
should have seen Brad and Darren. Their faces were this close together a minute ago. You said it was clear. You said there was no pano shot. Well, here we are. It is 7:09, and we are watching as rain still comes down out there. This is the lens of the camera that clearly denotes that those showers have not come to a halt quite yet. And boy, transitioning to a starkly different image. This is Julian, where that snow has been coming down with a lot of strength. I mean, we have watched as every at least half hour or so, a plow comes through and clears the road. And then what do you know, 20, 30 minutes later, it is completely covered yet again. So they have been clearing mounds of snow and Julian is at 4,200 feet. That is a very low elevation to be picking up on this much snow. And what that indicates to us is that elevations that are higher up, Mount Laguna and Palomar Mountain, are getting dumped on with the snow. So they have a lot more in store over the next several hours. They've got a winter storm warning off toward the mountaintops, and you can see why, just how much of that snow is piling up. Off toward the coastline and inland, it's all coming down in the form of rain, and one of those stronger cells is where Regina Ureta is. You saw her a few minutes ago. She was talking about that cell that came through. That's going to keep passing on to the east, mainly southeast is the primary direction. Along the coastline, we've got a beach hazard statement because of the possibility of some thunder and lightning along the open waters. Yesterday, we had a marine hazard statement that denoted a possibility of water spouts. You probably heard we had a tornado warning that was in play. That was toward southeastern San Diego as well. We also have a flood warning and then the winter storm warning, like we mentioned. So there's just a ton to go around, and the emphasis is the rain, the wind, the mountain snow, all continuing over the next 3 days. How much rain could we see in the next 3 days? I mean, we're talking another ½ an inch to a full inch. So these numbers are not tremendous. They don't give us much of a threat of flash flooding, for example. But anytime we see one of those quick moving severe cells that we saw yesterday, for instance, there's always the possibility of some very quick flash flooding. So we're not ruling it out entirely, but our opportunity in the forecast for that more catastrophic activity is declining. We'll see that scattered on-off activity throughout the day today, breaks embedded, sunshine peeking through at times, and that's going to continue into Thursday and then again on Friday. By the time we get to Saturday, we're back to almost completely dry skies. Couple remaining sprinkles possible, but not much. And then as we get to the end of the weekend, early next week, ridge of high pressure builds, helps to keep us dry. We'll at least be dry through Thursday. And then we've got a couple waves that could come onshore, but they don't look particularly strong. So at least through Thursday and Friday, it looks like we'll hold on to those dry skies next week. A few scattered showers, and then look at the afternoon, or at least 10:30 a.m. late morning. We'll be seeing mostly light activity. That will continue through the evening, and then late tonight, another stronger cell comes onshore. That's going to give us a potential for those quick downpours yet again, and for more snow over the mountains. Today, tomorrow, Friday, activity will lessen in intensity each day. By the time we get to the weekend, we're back to dry skies, temperatures starting to climb once again. Into next week, those temperatures do really recover very nicely, nearly 70s in the afternoon. Mountains and deserts also see the wind and the rain. Watch out for the snow if you're making travel plans over the mountain passes. Let's take a look at what's going on as far as traffic goes. That's a great place to start. If you are traveling over the mountains, watch out for wind and snow. There's also ice across the roadways leading up to it. Along our roadways close to the coastline and inland, a couple crashes to note, mainly due to the green that you see there on the screen. Still very wet out there. Good idea to still be slowing your speeds today, tomorrow, and Friday. Netta.
Thank you very much. And of course, keep up with the latest weather conditions and the alerts, even when you're on the go. Download the free CBS 8 app from Google Play and the Apple App Store. Show us the weather or any damage near where you live, if it's safe to do so only, please. Share videos and photos on the CBS 8 app. There's a Near Me section, and then you click Share with Us.